G'day, how are you? It's been a while, I hope you're well. It's been too long, over a month. So, quick reason why there hasn't been any updates on the property for a month is because nothing happened for about a month. Then suddenly everything happened and everything was crammed into literally 2 weeks worth of time period. So, I've been flat out working on the house, flat out sorting out other things like jobs and things. So yes, I have a new job, bit of promotion, but also means less time to make videos. But now, news update from last week. And as you can see, I'm out here in this beautiful spot. Look at that, there's cliffs over there, beautiful sunset. And over here's a nice waterfall. But yeah, so what's been happening in EV news in Australia this week from last week? Don't worry, I'll try and make these videos probably every Friday if I can now, because of work commitments now and the stuff at home. But yeah, anyway, thanks for sticking around anyway. So yeah, see what's going on. So first up, we have a shocker. The MG4 EV hatchback has done something amazing. It's actually won something. It's basically, yeah, budget EV is not meant to win anything, but it has. It's been badged the Australia's best affordable EV from Carexpert. So that's good news. It's beating out the BYD Dolphin and the Atto 3. So yeah, so it came in, it charged, it's conquered. Best affordable EV in Australia. So it didn't just win because it's cheap, though yeah, it is cheap, but it turns out it actually drives like it means it. It's rear-wheel drive, it's quiet, obviously, peppy enough to get you through Sydney traffic quite easily. And if you want to get even faster, you've got the X-Power MG4, which is basically EV version of chucking a massive V8 in a little shopping trolley. So it's fast, it's sprightly, and still under warranty, which is good. It's interior, roomy, comfort, doesn't smell like a budget, which is good. Don't know if it doesn't smell like raw chips. Raw chips? I mean, stale chips you get under the seat. You know, the Macca's chips you find under your seat that have been there for like 5 years after you wash your car and find like $4 down there. Also has good warranty too, so that's good. So the MG4 isn't just a decent electric car, it's a proper small car, full stop. Speaking of defending a title, the best car of the year, Australian Defence Force, believe it or not, is now going electric. Yes, not just the soldiers, but car parks too, absolutely buzzing. And yes, I do have some experience with the Australian Defence Force and electric cars, or the lack of electric car charging over the years. But yeah, anyway, so that's right. A company called Benelong Energy, called Nodu, has just installed 3 DC fast chargers on the Defence Force base. That's right. Australia's most secure facilities can now charge a Nissan Leaf. And there's 70 more chargers coming. So backed by something called Noodle EV OS, an EV platform. You can talk to solar panels, batteries, and probably even the ghost of Elon Musk. But yes. It's all part of the Defence Force net zero strategy to decarbonise with side of military grade plugins. So how cool is that? And also we boast indigenous procurement with the Benelong Energy leading the charge, pun intended. So yeah, less fossil fuels, more Teslas in camo. How about that? Who knew, right? And next up, spreading faster than a conspiracy theory on Facebook about EVs. 1 in 4 new cars sold this year will be EVs, believe it or not. 1 in 4, 25%. So yeah, you know, EV fad's going to die next week apparently. But China, 1 in 2 cars sold is now electric. How cool is that? Though I'm not sure if it includes hybrids as well, but they did say new energy vehicles, which in China does include plug-in hybrids. But anyway, the USA though, on the other hand, declining EV sales. I wonder why. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with any recent policy changes over there, but what can you do? And oil demand in China apparently is falling off the cliff. So the extra 1 million barrels a day being saved by EVs in China. Well, I'm looking at a beautiful waterfall over there with not much water flowing over it, considering how much rain we've just had, but yeah. Anyway, hydropower and renewable energy. In Australia, believe it or not, the national energy market just broke a clean energy record, 12,463 megawatts of combined wind and solar energy at 10:30 a.m. on the 23rd of June. So, yeah, the grid basically turned into a weather-powered smoothie. How good's that? Wind did the heavy lifting. The heavy lifting? Well, I guess strong winds will lift a boat, I guess, suppose, won't they? But what did the most heavy lifting? Hurry out. Heavy lifting was the wind, obviously, with 9,400 megawatts provided that night. Solar, though, clocked up 4,600 megawatts during the day. So not bad for the middle of winter. Yeah, remember this is very close to the winter solstice, shortest day of the years, the least amount of solar production you're ever going to get in Australia. But yeah, and South Australia led the title, obviously, with 100% renewable for 99 days straight last year. 99 days with only gas being used to power a barbecue or a pizza oven. So yeah, so fossil fuels are slowly getting pushed out the door when it comes to Australia's energy market. Despite all the naysayers saying we can't run a country on without fossil fuels, well, it proves you sort of can, and we are. So as the transition continues, we're going to get more and more fossil fuels being pushed out of the grid, more and more renewables, and that means also electric cars charging the grid are cleaner as well, despite the fact that, you know, people that hate EVs were saying, yeah, but you're charging on coal. Well, no, Australia's grid's like almost 50% renewable powered all the time now, so there's that one too. Mazda, believe it or not. Yes, the makers of CX-30, that rather average EV. Apparently it's a good car. The car itself isn't bad. It's just the range and the price just let it down, and the charging speed, or complete lack of it, just make it not a viable EV when there's so much more competition out there with far better charging speeds, far better ranges for less money. But yeah, still a Mazda, probably still a nice car to drive, because the Mazdas always have been pretty cool to drive. Yes, what they've done is trademarked the name, the CX-5E, the 3E, the 2E, the 6E, the CX-6E. So basically every Mazda they make now with an E on the end of it. So the official confirmation is the CX-5E will be the full EV version of their top selling CX-5. They've also filled in the Mazda 2E and 3E, and so maybe those, the Mazda 2 and 3 will take on the BYD Dolphins, the MG4s, the Atto 3 into the market, which is already quite competitive. So they're going to have a decent range and good pricing to be able to make a dent in those markets with the established Chinese imports already. So wait and see, fingers crossed, and hopefully Mazda can make a decent, compelling EV. Hope so. Because I've always driven well. I love my MX-5, I love my RX-7, so they're good fun to drive. And speaking of Japanese cars, new EVs, because we know the Japanese haven't really been rushing to the fore with the EV offerings, have they? Suzuki have now announced a E Vitara, Suzuki Vitara, little SUV 4x4, probably one of the original small SUVs you could ever buy, believe it or not, because the Vitara's been around quite some time. If only they made a Suzuki Sierra EV, that would be far better. I'll probably buy one tomorrow. I might even borrow money for it, believe it or not. But yes, Suzuki E Vitara is headed to Australia early 2026. Small electric SUV. Doesn't share much with the petrol except the badge, if he wants to share anything with the petrol anyway. Looking at prices under 50k for an E Vitara. That's front wheel drive standard. No, come on. It's going to be a Vitara. It's got to be 4x4 because Vitaras were reasonably good off-road if you knew how to drive them properly. They're not bad. But there will be an all-wheel drive version apparently. It even comes with trail mode, for, you know, when you actually want to get in the muddy car park with them, I suppose. Claimed 344 to 440 k's of range. Not the best, especially for Vitara, especially something people will use off-road and take on camping trips and weekends away. Want a little bit more range, but the first offering might not be too bad. So we're just going to wait and see on that. Inside it though, it's going to have all the screens, as all the cars always do now, and wireless charging for your phone, sat-nav, infinity stereo, so no idea who picked that name, but it sounds confident, I guess. So yeah, E Vitara may not lead the EV pack, but it's shaping up to be the quiet achiever for 2026. Worth looking out for. Anyway, that's EV news this week from last week on a Friday afternoon out in the middle of this fabulous wilderness here. And now I'm going to go home and head back to Oberon now, some many hours away, while I charge stop at night. And hopefully there I'll have some time to give you an update on what's going on with Cloudbase. So yeah, thanks for watching. I much appreciate it if you got this far, because I look forward to making more of these videos. Look forward to seeing you as well in the future, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.